Hey everyone, I'm your host Janae, and welcome back to Model Release. For today's episode, we're joined by a model, trailblazer, and body positive advocate who's been featured in Teen Vogue, spotlighted by Khloe Kardashian's Good American, Essie, Pretty Little Thing, Coca-Cola, Victoria's Secret, Fashion Nova, Just Fab, and the list goes on. She's also an influencer and advocate for self-confidence and authenticity. Welcome to Model Release, Julia.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here.
I'm excited. I'm so excited to see you, for one. I'm excited for you to be on the podcast and just to see you in the flesh.
I'm a fan of the podcast, but also we've known each other forever. So just it's a fun girl hang.
Yes. We met back almost, I think, 6 years ago. We were signed with the same agency. And it's been really cool to see you just continue on with all of the success, modeling.
Same for you.
Being consistency queen. This girl has literally remained consistent through just all the changes in apps, TikTok, trends. So I really think that's admirable.
I feel like you're always in a space that you are innovating what you do, and you're always come out with something new. It feels really high quality, which I really admire. You're always just on it.
She's also a fiance, okay? Bride to be.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. 100 days from wedding. A lot to do.
We're growing up slowly but surely.
Yeah, we met when I was 21.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You've always been the baby though of the group. Right?
Yeah, kind of, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of weird, honestly, not being that anymore. That was a weird identity shift. I was like, oh, I'm the adult on set. I always was the youngest. I'm like, never mind.
Yeah.
I'm the adult here.
Yeah.
Working with 20-year-olds. I'm like, what year were you born? 2004?
2000.
I remember that year.
Don't know her. So we're going to get into the journey. Do you remember the moment you decided to move to LA?
Yeah, I was 10. I was picking my bedroom theme when we moved, and I made it a California themed. I lived in California, the IE, for a minute, and my family moved around a lot. And I was picking my bedroom in Texas, and I was like, oh no, it has to be California themed. I had a big dog mural and a surfboard from Pottery Barn Kids.
That's hilarious.
And yeah, I think it was Maddie knew who she was from a very young age. No one was surprised in my life. They're like, yeah, that tracks.
Oh my gosh, that is so cute. You're originally from Texas?
All over the place. My family's still in Texas, but I moved 7 times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where all have you lived?
A couple places in Pennsylvania, a couple places in Texas, i.e. New Jersey, then back to Texas. So yeah, I switched schools 10 times.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're good at, I guess, adapting to new places.
Very much so. Now, if anything, I've lived here the longest anywhere in my life, and I'm like, this is weird. I've lived here for 5 years. I'm like, what's going on? I'm looking for chaos. My fiance's like, bruh, simmer. It's okay. You can enjoy your life. What do you mean? I'm like, chaos?
I can relate. What's something that you weren't prepared for when you came to LA?
So much. I mean, so my journey was weird in that, I got scouted when I was in college to model. And so I started coming back and forth out here when I was 19. I didn't know how to wash my laundry. I didn't know how to I didn't know how often you should change your sheets. I think I was prepared in the sense that I had a lot of drive and determination, and that's never been the issue. But everything else, I was so prepared for. I didn't know how to be a whole person outside of being driven. I think I was immature in a lot of ways because outside of work, I didn't know who I was. You know what I mean? I had a lot of growing up to do in those ways.
Well, look at you now.
I changed my sheets regularly.
Who was your anchor when you first moved here? Whether it's a person, place, or a ritual that really made it feel like home?
I don't think I felt like home here until I met my friend Drew, who you know. She was my guardian angel when it came to this industry because she'd been in it longer than me. We met. She was very much took me under her wing and would help me figure out posing for digitals, help me write emails to my agents who scared the life out of me. Yes. And also let me live with her. And again, so who kind of taught me how to cook and clean and the regular life things. I mean, I moved around a lot, so I think home wasn't always really a place for me. Is definitely the people, her and my fiance are my two whenever I'm my head I need touch grass, I call them.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Drew. No, she really helped me too because she was in the industry before me, and I love her spirit and she
will tell you it is no matter what. And I think that is so valuable. She's not going to gas you up unnecessarily. And I think a lot of people want to do that here, or they want to they're not going to be honest. They also don't want the best for you. And she's the first person I ever saw really be only competitive with herself. And that was really important to me also, I think, in figuring out who I wanted to be as an adult, because I didn't want to be the person who was like looking around like, oh, she's better than me, or oh, I need to do this. Like, no, just like stay in your own lane, be supportive of other people, and good things are gonna happen.
Period.
Yeah.
I love that. It's a mantra right there. Getting into the career, what was the first moment when you were like, okay, this is actually happening?
Like I've had a couple over the years. I think when you've been in it for a minute, you know, like I think you build it up in your head like it's going to be, there's this one big event and it's going to snowball into this crazy thing. And for a lot of people, it doesn't happen that way. It hasn't happened that way for me. It's been a lot of things. My first one, though, was I was 20 and it was like I was kind of doing social media, kind of doing modeling. And I was also in college and no one knew I was doing both. Mm-hmm. So I was living in Oklahoma in school and I had been reaching out to brands. I was going on my first brand trip with ClassPass to the Hamptons. And then while I was there, and I'd skipped 2 days of class for it, and I was going to the airport, and I got a call, and I booked my first campaign. I was flying to LA, and I booked my first Boohoo job, and that was sick. It was my first campaign. It was an all-plus campaign, my first time working with other plus models on a set. Mm-hmm. Granted, did I thrive on that set? No. Your first campaign, you're never going to book that client again. Like, you will suck. But it was first, I was like, holy shit, like, I could make a living at this.
Yeah. That's amazing. That's a huge booking too. Yeah, to be your first one.
It was crazy. My first campaign, it was crazy. I was like kissing the ground. I was like, what is life?
Yeah. No, thinking back on my first jobs or first big client, I'm like, no.
We let that go.
It was character development.
It's good for the plot. It's good for the plot. It's good for the podcast.
How do you find community in an industry that can feel isolating at times?
That's a hard one because I think it's hard to understand people's intentions at times. And when other people may not understand their own intentions. I think a lot of people think they're great people until they come to the fact that maybe they're not. Mm-hmm. But I think just being yourself, you're going to meet people. Like if you're like your quirky, weird self and you let that part of yourself show, not just the perfect parts, then you'll find people. And like I've met some of my best friends in this industry, like my 3 closest friends I've met in this. Yeah. But I think it's just also, again, like being open to giving to other people and like, but also seeing who meets you with that. Like a lot of people are takers. And if people can like give back to you, then you're like, okay, this is maybe like a friendship, not just like I don't know, like an apprenticeship.
Right. Literally, yeah. That's how it can feel sometimes.
Yeah. Or sometimes you think like, oh, I'm just helping my friend out. And then it's like, oh, wait a second. They're just trying to get with that client. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, then you book with that client again. They're like, now they're mad at you for doing your job still because they don't have it because like it was yours to begin with. You're like, this is strange. You're like, wait, we may not be friends. You may just want what I have.
Yeah. That can be a scary place to be. But I think there's definitely a lot of great people here.
Oh, for sure. You just got to weed through them. But I think also, I mean, like, I don't think a lot of people do that intentionally because I think most of us are transplants. Most of us moved here with the intention of chasing this thing. And I think it can feel like you're betraying yourself to not chase that with everything in yourself. And I think we've been trained a lot to like, that you can lose everything in a second. I mean, like we all kind of grew up with like the recession and COVID and like constant sense of loss. And I think a lot of us have been trained to just push no matter what, and growing up is understanding that you can't always push, that you have like that enjoying life is also finding peace. And that's how you find real friendships and community, is accepting peace and not just hustle.
Dropping bars on this episode. Okay.
We love therapy. We love therapy.
I'm literally about to start, so I cannot wait.
Good luck. My therapist did turn out to be a witch, though. She like informed me. She's like, by the way, like 6 months in, she's like, I think you're cursed, by the way. And my recommendation for you, no, I shit you not. Like, my recommendation for you, truly, besides medication, is to take an egg and rub in like in its shell, rub it all over your body. And then crack it into water. And if it floats, it's fine. But if it sinks, you're cursed. And she's like, and I think you're cursed. And I was like, oh.
This was in LA, I assume.
Yeah.
That sounds like some.
And it was after like I had like the worst year of my life. And I was like, this is actually maybe not what I needed. I think I need someone to hear me. I was like, I think maybe
not cracking an egg.
Cracking eggs doesn't feel like maybe authentic to me. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I think we're going to close this chapter here. Thank you so much.
I can only imagine what's out there, though, because I've heard many similar stories.
I mean, taught me a lot, but maybe not. We're leaving the egg portion of things.
Did you crack the egg, though?
I did. And it sunk. I mean, listen, I did receive professional advice. Was it good advice? No, but I mean, like, I did pay $250 for said advice.
You had to see it through.
You got to see it through.
Were you solo? But like, where was this?
This is my kitchen. No, it was like, so like, it's like in like over Zoom therapy, and I was like, we off the call, and I was like, well, I don't cook, so I do have eggs. Like, they haven't been used. Get naked.
Oh my god. I think that was the humiliation ritual.
It probably was. The worst part was it sunk and I go, well, she may be right, but I don't think I can go back to her regardless.
Right. That is life in LA for you.
Yeah, a little dose of like real truth and a little dose of like woo woo shit.
How do you manage your personal brand in an industry that's so focused on image and perception?
I don't know if other people would have the take that I have, but I feel like you kind of have to separate them from like yourself. Like I feel like my fiance always says like Julia Barrett is this person, Jules is this person. Like they're two different people, and I think it's like I know when to turn that on, and I think it also feels healthier to separate that of like if people are hating on me online, they're hating on Julia Barrett. They're not hating on like me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like creating separation from that, and also just being like, you can give yourself a minute to be upset about things, but you can't live in it.
Yeah, for sure. I like how vulnerable you are online. Like you show parts of your real personality, but I've come across people where they put a whole different character and it's like night and day from who they actually are, and a lot of crash outs happen. So finding that balance can be hard, but I feel like you do a really good job.
Thank you. I think it's about like being authentic, but also just creating like a layer of separation, because I think if they become too intertwined, then I think it also can trigger a lot of crash outs of like feeling so dependent on validation. And like you need to be separated from that validation, or else that validation can be consuming. And I know because I did that. Like for a long time, I was like, if a post isn't doing well, like my day is ruined. And I'm probably going to ruin everyone else's day who comes in contact with me because I'm pissed.
Yeah.
And like, I'm a little Scorpio. I'm a little fiery, whatever. And yeah, just being like, oh, what I'm doing isn't healthy. And I think just like, again, like we've both been in it for a minute. And I think that the longer you're in it, you have to figure out a way to make it sustainable for yourself. Because a lot of people last in this for 2 years.
Yeah.
And like I think it's accomplishment, like especially a testament to you. I feel like you like always bounce back and you always have something new going on, because like you're just like, no, I'm driven, but also like you have a self outside of the image. And that's so important. Yeah.
How do you stay grounded in a city that constantly pushes you to level up?
I think there's an aspect, and I like kind of surrendering to the leveling up. Like I think I do believe like iron sharpens iron, and that, you know, there's a level of this city that is going to make you be a much better version of yourself, but also having like, I think you can get lost in the partying and that kind of aspect of things. So maybe just having routine is really important to me, especially when you're self-employed. Every day looks so different. So I mean, like I know like these days I'm working out at 8 a.m. and those kinds of things, and also just having people who maybe aren't in the industry who are in your life. Like my fiance is not in the industry, and he keeps my head from getting big, which I mean, sometimes I'm like, damn, you could be impressed, like chill. But also I'm like, oh wait, no, that's very necessary.
Yeah, for sure. What has been the most rewarding part of working and living in LA?
We work in a space where like there's so much change that's happened in the past few years, some good, some bad. I mean, things in the plus side has definitely changed a lot in the last year. But overall, like being to be like a tiny percentage of like overall good change, like it's really like, yeah, like wearing clothes are cool, but a lot of times you're wearing ugly clothes. A lot of times you're wearing ugly clothes. And like, not like, sure, the glam is one thing, but like getting to be part of people, getting to be seen and like view themselves as beautiful is really cool. But also the people we meet, like, because there's so many transplants, you've seen so many people from all over the world who were willing to drop everything to push themselves. And that's so beautiful. Like, that's
my favorite part.
People love to shit on this city, and you know, yeah, there are a lot of shitty people, sure, but there's shitty people everywhere. There's just a big population, so that means more shitty people. But in general, like, you're surrounding yourself with people who were willing to leave their entire lives behind to try to see if they could be better. And that's so cool. And like being on that like is so inspiring regularly. And like even if you change careers 100 times, that's still so cool to be like, oh, this is my community. People who just like are hustling and pushing themselves. And I think that's so beautiful.
Yeah. That's the best part. Very rewarding for sure. It's a whole different kind of energy here, I think.
100%. And you'll meet the most interesting people. I mean, even like there's this hairdresser I work with pretty often who she mostly does like movies, and she works on the Marvel movies and does wigs for those. So like she does like big A-list celebrities' hair, but she's also some most like normal, nice person and doing my hair. I'm just like, I'm literally nobody, but she treats everyone so well. And I'm like, no, like this is so cool to get to be in these people's presence and to hear their stories and to hear like just all their things. It's so cool. Like you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah. That just shows too, like there's so many people that are actually passionate about their craft. It doesn't matter like if I'm doing hair on set or doing hair with the client, it's just, I love what I do.
And I think that's
always
like
nice.
always like who I want to be. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
no matter what, bring that energy.
Behind the lights and the glam, what's the side of LA that nobody talks about?
The boring part. Like, it's like a hurry up and wait industry, you know? I mean, everyone's running and hustling. But then also you're told to sit and be on pause and wait for an answer and wait on hold. And the holding part is at the hardest part of LA, I think, if you're always waiting. There's so many actors who are, you know, like put on pause, like waiting for a show to happen that may not happen, and they're put on hold for a year, you know, like. And I know as models, we experience a different version of that. That's like such shorter, but still there's so much just waiting and hoping and patience. And that was something I never expected. I never expect to be pushed that way because that's a different kind of thing, mental strength, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone's waiting on something big to happen. But also the beauty of it, I mean, like La La Land, that movie, like everyone's like the next day your life could change.
Yeah.
And that's like
so true.
There's like almost like a tension of it always in this city. You know what I mean? Like everyone's kind of knows like tomorrow everything could be so different. And you could basically win the lottery. But
I agree.
it's electrifying. It's addicting.
No, it really
because what if tomorrow's your day? And we've all had those days where like you wake up and you get that email and you're like, and your soul leaves your body and you're so excited. Yeah.
For sure. I think the exciting part about LA is there's just so many possibilities. Like you could go to the grocery store and meet someone and it could trickle into all of these things that would never happen probably in your hometown. So I think that's the cool part.
It's so cool, but also so scary because also then I used to feel so much pressure. Like if I'm not making the most of every single second, then I'm not gonna like, it's like, you know, like you just have to trust. You have to trust and be a good person and be patient and put yourself out there. Yeah. So also you're not going to get anywhere just sitting in your apartment.
This is true.
As I do mostly just sit in my apartment.
That is hard because I don't like to be around people anymore. I'm like, I should probably leave my house.
I didn't used to be like that either. It's like maybe it's COVID into adulthood. I don't know, but I'm just like, home? Question mark. I'm always the first to bail.
Me too. I'm trying not to bail as much.
I probably didn't bail on a dinner last night, and I was like, wow, who am I? Like, give me a sticker. Give me a gold star.
No, seriously. I'm like, I'll cancel if you cancel. Moving on to inspiration and advice. Who inspires you creatively?
In the model space, Lauren Chan is a plus model in New York she was on the cover of Sports Illustrated this year. She's been in the industry forever. She was like a model, then beauty editor, then business owner.
I think I just followed her yesterday.
She's so cool. And also in the influencing space, I don't know if you know Ray Ann Langus and Christina Zias. They've been in the industry for a while, and I've known them since pre-COVID. And they're so cool. And they're again like always leveling up. Like they also have a podcast. They have built like community events. They had a pool party back in LA, but they live in New York. Like seeing people build community like that and just always push themselves. The curve industry, I feel like it can feel like there's a lot of barriers and there's a lot of limitations because you're not going to get booked on half the things skinny people are going to get booked on. And those half the opportunities don't exist for us.
Right.
But seeing people really push past that and be like, no, I'm creating that. It's like, oh, yeah, I'm living in a lot of limiting beliefs. Okay, I need to work on that.
What's the best piece of advice that you've been given that's actually stuck?
On my first job that I worked when I was like on a travel job, this older model I had met in the airport and I knew who she was and turned out we were on the same job. So we were yapping in the airport and she looked at me, she goes, listen, like you're new, right? I'm like, yeah. She was like, I think like 35 and I was like 19. And she's like, listen, as a plus model, you're never going to wear anything you ever like. This is a job. Clock in, clock out, leave it at the door, but also understand that like there's going to be a last day at this job and you probably won't know when it is and it's probably not going to be your choice, but it's going to come one day. So like be prepared for that and make the most of it, but also knowing that, use this time to open another door. Don't let this be the room you stay in forever because you're going to come in contact with the coolest people who can open doors for you and can give you advice and all these things. So really take that to your advantage and make something of it. And I took that to heart. Like I was like, okay, like I knew from the jump there was an end date to this. And I tried really hard not to attach ego to it because like I know it's going to end and that's okay with me. I think that's why I started influencing was because I knew like, okay, what can I be doing to set myself up so one day I don't wake up and go, shit, I did nothing with this. Yeah. That was my biggest fear is waking up going, oh wait, so modeling's gone. No one wants to hire curve girls anymore. And what do? And like I could sense one day an identity crisis would occur. So like let's avoid that. And that I think really set me up for success in my entire life, honestly. Yeah. Like I think that really was like a turning point for me to set me up for everything.
Yeah. That's great advice. That's really cool that like you were new and she gave you all of that.
Yeah. And I was picking her brain. I was probably annoying the shit out of her. But I was like, what do you got this? And I was like writing notes. Like I remember she was in first class on that flight and I was back in economy. And I spent the whole flight, it was like 3 hours just like writing notes of what she was saying and like my thoughts and stuff. I still have the notebook actually.
That's so cute. cute.
I was like, also like, I really try to come at things like a student. Like,
Yeah.
I really, like, I knew like coming to this, I didn't know a single person who did this, who had ever done this. I got scouted on Instagram and I was like, I don't know anybody. So anytime I met somebody, I asked questions. Or on jobs, like one of my first e-com jobs at Macy's, they wanted me to pose on a chair, and I knew we weren't getting the shot, so I asked photographer at lunch because he was going back early. I was like, hey, can we practice that pose again? Can you show me what I can do better? And like any opportunity, I'm like, what can I do better? Because that way I can go home, fix it, and come back better. That was my competitive edge. This is not a job I was naturally good at, to be honest with you. Like, I think a lot of people come up, like my friend Austin, she's so just naturally like in it. I've never been that girl. This happened to me by accident. So I was like,
never guessed.
so I've had to work really hard. So I mean, like I watch, like anytime someone had like an Instagram story or a video of them posing, I would like screen record it and I would just practice the pose in the mirror and, you know, like do all those kind of things. Cause I think you can make up for a lack of talent with hard work most of the
Absolutely.
time. If anything, I'll get you further.
Hey, well, you made it look easy, because I would have thought you were
oh no,
your whole life.
Oh no, I'll never forget. I had an agent who we both had who, on a shoot, she looks at me, she goes, so, you know, you should like you should really get the shot like within like 4 frames. It's taking you like 20. And I was like,
I'm sad.
you know, and I was like, you know what though? Like, thanks for the update, because you know what? Someone had to tell me.
That's intense.
Oh, it definitely wasn't ideal. Definitely did cry, but you know, makes you better.
Oh, sheesh. If you could go back and tell yourself one thing when you first arrived here, what would it be?
Relax. I think, as I was saying before, like everyone, like you think you can't waste a second or you're gonna waste your moment, and it's like, enjoy the bookings, enjoy the jobs, enjoy the high of booking a job, because that's not always going to be reality. Like that's not always, you're not always going to live in that moment. So jump straight to panic is doing yourself a disservice, because you're living a lot of people's dream. You are living so many people's dream, and like
true.
You need to recognize that and enjoy it.
I agree. I think when I first got here, I put so much pressure on myself, every little thing. And like, I feel like I don't even have that much memory of the actual jobs because I was just so panic, pressure, trying to prepare and just be perfect. And I wish I had relaxed more too.
Yeah, I look back and I'm like, I could have had a lot more fun. Especially my first like 3-4 years in the industry. I mean, kind of like I started when I was like 19, 20, and I'm like, I give myself a lot of grace, but also I'm like, oh, that could have been a lot more enjoyable. I don't think I enjoyed anything in this job until I like did like my first, like I spent money on something the first time, and I went to the UK actually with Drew, and that was the first time I had a first check, and I went there, and the first time I was like, oh, this can be enjoyable. It doesn't need to be torture. Because I was really unhappy, honestly. I was like, I'm supposed to be having fun. Why am I not having fun? And I was like, oh, I'm not relaxing. I'm not letting myself find joy in the process. I'm just like, I feel like I'm failing and I feel like I'm doing everything wrong. And, you know, we all have that, but like no one talks about how to fix that or how to enjoy it, because it's going to go away someday.
This industry can be hard because even though you might have agents or a community online or something, you don't have as much structure around you as other fields. So if you're doing something successful or getting turned away from a job, you have to just monitor it on your own.
You may have hired help in like an agent or whatever, but it's not a team sport. It is not a team sport. It is on you and you alone. And it feels like if things aren't going well, that failure is all on you. And that is brutal. That's a brutal feeling to sit in and feel like you're the reason things aren't happening. And like, but you want it, but why isn't it happening?
Right.
And that was something I really struggled with for a long time. Feeling it, like I was like, wow, it's not happening, and I'm ruining everything. And why did I do it? You know, just the spiral, spiral we've all been on. And I think it also took, like creating more community to talk about it. I think modeling's really competitive. You know, no one wants to say they're having a hard time, they're failing. And I think no one was really doing that until really recently.
Yeah.
And that was a hard thing for me to even say, like, oh, like I'm not working right now and I'm scared. I didn't want to tell anyone that because I was embarrassed. When it's like, oh no, that's just the nature of the beast. But I think no one likes to talk about that, so no one knows that. And then you're just like silently like, I'm in hell.
For sure. I think part of the game, more so like when we came to LA, was the perception of we need to make it seem like we're always working.
I know I was told that, like, oh, if you make it look like you're working, people are going to want to book you more. But also like, that's a really hard act to keep up. That's a really miserable act to keep up by yourself. And also it creates a lot of like natural distrust with your peers. And granted, there's a lot of people you probably shouldn't trust, but like in general, like you shouldn't feel like you need to lie about it. And that's why I love what's going on right now. Like, honestly, I think while the industry's really hard right now, I've never seen people come together more. Like there's this one girl named Lindley who I really admire. And she was posting the other day about, she's like, yeah, I'm looking for work because, you know, I was a full-time model for 5 years, but now work's not happening. So anyone have any leads? And like, I think that's so cool, to be honest. And like, I wish I'd seen that a few years ago. Cause like, I think there was a time when I was like, I'm not working a lot and what do I do? And I felt so scared, and I was like, but I'm alone because no one gets it. It's like, oh, actually a lot of people probably would have gotten that.
Yeah.
And yeah, but I think also then you can if you create that community and you're honest, you can help each other too. And be like, oh, you're not working a lot. Well, here's one of my clients looking for someone. Let me plug you. You know what I mean?
For sure.
But again, that comes down to also just like pushing past the competitive idea of not being honest.
Yeah.
And creating this like false idea.
Yeah. A lot of models and actors, they all have side hustles that they don't talk about. So sometimes you might see them in a nice apartment and a nice car, and they are working, but there's so many more pieces to the puzzle that they leave out. If you're somebody who is wanting to come to LA and you're comparing maybe how much work people are getting or what they have, it might be just a list of different things that make up what they actually have.
Also, there's a lot of people who make it look good, but it's really just someone they're seeing.
Right.
And you think it's all them. And you're like, oh, never mind.
Yes.
Got it.
There's more people contributing to the household.
Yes. And you're like, oh, okay. Didn't realize that one.
Good to know. Good mental
It's
note.
like keeping up with the Joneses here is physically impossible.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people come in though with that mindset, and it's like you really have to push past that. I mean, like there were so many models. I remember when we first signed, like one girl we knew would take the bus to castings.
Yes.
Like there's other people who were doing great. Like, and it was all so different. Everyone's journey and this is so different. There's no right way to do it. Some people, this is a part-time job, some it's a full-time job. Some people it's just a hustle and like, or to get somewhere else. And like, that's okay. Being honest about our journeys is so important because it lets people know what I think they can compare themselves to. Because if you're trying to compare yourself to someone who like this is their full-time gig when you really just want this to be a side hustle, then you're going to always feel like a failure. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like everyone's journey is going to be so different.
Moving on to mental health and wellness. Trigger warning.
Trigger warning.
Just off the title.
It's about to get dark.
What impact has this industry had on your mental health?
I've always been an anxious girly. So I think I've definitely struggled with that of like always like not understanding that my agents work for me was a hard thing for me. I didn't understand that. And so I always felt like I had to please them. And I really struggled with that. And I think that really was a hard thing for me to understand. And I felt so anxious about talking to my agents or emailing my agents or getting email from them. I was always like,
I can relate.
And honestly, on the low, I'm still a little like that. Like I just signed to a new team and every time they email me, I'm like, oh wait, I shouldn't be panicking right now. This is okay. They just texted me, how are you doing? Oh, but you know, that's just trauma, you know, but I mean, like, I think I've definitely dealt with like depressing moments and anxious moments. To be honest with you, I think the industry has been really healing for me in a lot of ways. I mean, like before I came in the industry, I had an eating disorder for about a decade and I felt so frustrated with my body for so long because I didn't see people who looked like me. And I always felt like I needed to be this thing and I needed to be this kind of size. And I'd just be crying in the Target dressing rooms. My friends could buy these dresses and they didn't fit on me. And like, I was always bigger chested and like, they'd be like, your boobs are like, you look like a porn star in that. And I felt so embarrassed all the time. And honestly, getting on set and like, finding out, like I got scouted on Instagram and being like, hey, do you want to be a plus model? I was like, what the hell is that?
Right.
What's a plus model? And then I get on and I was like, well, I'll give it a try. I was like, a little insulting, but okay. But I was like, oh no, that's actually just like my size and I didn't know it. And I was like, whoa, for the first time I was wearing clothes that fit me. And for a lot of ways that was healing. It felt like very like validating of my body. Like, oh, I don't need to change. And oh, where my size sits is actually like a good place to sit because I can work and make money at this size. That's great. Like,
absolutely.
So a lot of ways it was really good for me actually. But then of course, you know, there's as we talked about, like the comparison games and all of that. And also just like it's feeling isolating. Like you're traveling a lot when you're really young.
Yeah. And
you know, this game is definitely a little manipulative of young girls, I think, because they really depend on you not knowing what you're talking about and not knowing how to read a contract. And trying to navigate that, it feels like a rigged game sometimes. Like you'll never catch up. Like agents will try to lock you in contracts that like you're never meant to win in and things like that. And that's definitely hard to navigate and definitely can make you feel very alone.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can relate to that. I think in the industry, we talk about like age and there being a cap on your career. And I don't think it has to do with how you look. I think it has to do with how your mind can be molded as a young girl or guy.
I think a lot of people step away for very valid reasons because it's necessary for their mental health. Yeah. And I sympathize with that a lot. I think I've thought about it. To be honest, I think I've definitely taken some breaks. I think I took a break when I was like 25. I was like, I think I need like 6 months because I understand that what's going on here isn't normal, and I won't last in this city if I don't take a break. And I mean, granted, like having side hustles, and that's kind of why I had social media, because it was the one thing I could control and control my image of, and not need someone else to tell me it's enough.
Right.
I think when you're always waiting for your agent to tell you your test shot's really good or something, like you're always waiting for that validation. If it never comes, then you're like, okay, well, I'll see myself out a window, I guess.
Right.
Like, what do you want from me?
Yeah.
And it's so hard when you're kind of just screaming and like, what do you want from me? What can I be better at? And you're not hearing anything back. And you're like, well, just, you suck. I don't know. Like, that's so hard. And that was, I think social media was a really big game changer for me, of just like feeling like I had something I had control over. That's why having a creative outlet outside of the job of modeling is so important. That can be, you know, creating other images on your own, or that can be, you know, being a makeup artist, or having other things. Like, I think modeling, if that came in and that was your creative passion coming in, you need to find another one, because you will lose the sparkle of it.
For sure.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, just living out your creative passion is so important, because the jobs are always going to be molded to the client. Pictures are going to be edited.
You have to understand it's a job. It's just a job that like you clock in, you clock out of. And if you're expecting it to fuel you into like feeling so creatively fulfilled, it's never going to do that. Because it's someone else's thing. You're not the most important person on a set. Like, you are really like one of the last most important people on set. The most important person on set is the inanimate object of the product.
Right.
If that doesn't look good, then you're doing something wrong. And that's so hard when you feel like you're doing a good job, or you're thinking you're bringing your vision to life or whatever, and you're not bringing their vision to life. Like, there's so many competing images of like what needs to happen. And so yeah, having something else, like even if just having plants, I have plants now.
Yeah.
And that's great for me. Am I killing them? Yeah. But you know what? Like, it's just something to be like, care about, that isn't just what you look like.
Absolutely.
Because you're never going to win.
Very important messages here today, okay?
You're welcome. Therapy for free.
We're going to play a little game here called Lights, Camera, or Cap.
Ooh.
It'll be rapid fire questions. You'll say true or cap.
Okay.
You don't have to think about it, just what you really think.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Let's go.
Most models get discovered on Instagram now.
Cap.
Modeling is 90% rejection.
True.
You should never eat before a photo shoot.
Cap.
Modeling is way more mental than physical.
True.
Models get to keep their clothes after the job.
Cap. Cap.
Cap. You have to live in New York or LA to be successful in modeling.
Somewhere in the middle.
It's easier to break in now than it was 10 years ago.
True.
Runway pays more than commercial.
Cap. Get that commercial bag. Get your ass off a runway. You're gonna spend money to be there. I was at Miami Swim Week. No one made money there.
No, everyone went in the hole going there.
I was like, this is a write-off on my taxes, and that's what that is.
Retouching, okay in moderation or never necessary?
I think it's okay in moderation. Controversial take in the body positive space, which I'm in. I think it's okay.
TikTok, helpful tool or distraction?
I think helpful if you know how to mind yourself. I think anything can be bad if you don't know how to use it. But you know what? That just comes with being an adult.
Outfit repeating in shoots, yes or no?
No. Cap. Cap.
Modeling is a skill.
True.
Freelance models make more money than signed models.
I think cap. I've been both. I think cap.
Casting directors judge your Instagram for jobs.
True.
Your portfolio is less important than your Instagram feed.
I think they're equal, to be honest with you. I think your portfolio, they know is retouched. Their Instagram, they're like, let's see the real you. Let's see that video that unless you're editing your video, which to be honest, I'm like, girl, that's a lot of work. What are we doing here? But like, they're looking at that like, okay, what's she really look like? What's real here? And you know, that's going to tell them if they want to book you.
Modeling industry is performative as far as size inclusivity.
True.
They're just going to leave off on that one. Thank you for playing.
Of course. I actually have a question for you.
Yeah.
I'm taking over here.
Yeah.
How do you feel about like transparency in money when it comes to models?
I think that it's very important.
I think we came up in a time where I was told countless times by agents to not talk about it.
Yes.
It is the most important tool in being transparent in how much money everyone's making.
Yes.
Because you don't want to be the least paid person on set. When you said the freelance thing.
For sure.
I don't think that freelance models inherently make less money, but I think that if you don't know what you're negotiating, if you don't have that knowledge, you can't take the power.
Right.
I was on a set and I found out I was the only signed model on the set, and I found out the other girls didn't have the opportunity to make money off usage when it was like a usage heavy job, and they're making like $300 when I was making nowhere near that. And I said to them, I was like, hey, don't do that again.
Negotiate that, yeah.
Don't do that again. If it's going to be in Target, in a store.
Yeah, you missed out on a major bag.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Knowledge is power. And I think a lot of times freelance girls don't have that power. But also, honestly, sign models don't have that half the time. It's just you have an agent who knows.
For sure.
But also the agents don't want you to talk to even people in your own agency. But again, I think that's more of them like wanting to keep girls quiet.
I agree.
So that way they have the power.
Yeah. I think it's important too to know if plans change on a job. Let's say that you're doing a beauty campaign that's like skincare, body care, and it starts off very, you're still showing skin, but as the shoot goes on, you're showing more skin and more skin. There is a fee for that.
And also, though, I think it's really hard maintaining boundaries in this job. I don't know if you've ever struggled with that, but honestly, I had an issue with that recently on a job where like they threw something at me last minute, and it was one where I was like, I knew they were like in a rush to get product out and things like that, and I didn't want to be a bother, but also I was like, I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I went home and I was like, I feel like if I'd had another 30 seconds of thought before I had to make a decision, I would have said no.
Right.
But then like they put you in a position where you have to really know your boundaries.
Definitely.
And even people who've been in this for a while don't always know our boundaries.
Right. No, definitely.
Yeah.
I was doing a campaign, and there were a few of us from the same agency, and we were on lunch, and they were having all these new ideas. It was still tasteful and everything. It wasn't uncomfortable, but one of us were like, let's text the agent. Like, this rate doesn't seem like it equates to the work that we're doing and the skin we're showing.
Yeah.
And the rate went up another $1,000 for all of us. Just things like that.
Yeah.
Knowing those things are important.
I mean, like I did a lingerie job recently. And the product, I'd worked on before. The product had always been one thing that I was like cool with. And then halfway through the shoot, I realized half my product is like religious lingerie costumes. Like it was like slutty nun and things like that. And like granted, like it was still tasteful because I mean like it's just selling product, but it was like, oh, do I want this image of me out there forever? Because you are making decisions in a split second that are out there forever.
Right.
And that's so like you don't think about it in the moment you get in the car, you're like, what did I just
digital footprint, like
the digital footprint is crazy. And granted, like I know like we're not really I've been a lot of conversation over the years, like what are models responsible for in terms of like client, but also it's so hard to make that call in that moment when like also like you don't know what it's gonna do for your career, and you also don't know like it's hard to make a decision, like think through everything in 5 seconds.
Yeah, especially when you're just on set and your body's moving all day. You're just like, yeah, let's just do it.
It's hard to not feel like a piece of meat sometimes in those scenarios, like that you're a person outside of just a mannequin.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm going to definitely take that soundbite.
The slutty nun part especially.
So, looking to the future, what does fulfillment look like for you in the next 5 years, personally or in your career?
I think fulfillment looks to me like having more hobbies.
Yeah.
Having more hobbies that aren't just work, and enjoying the work more.
Yeah.
And being a little bit more thoughtful with the work. And also I think fulfillment to me looks like getting to talk to people more directly. I think, I started out like in modeling and then kind of transitioned more to being more influencing focused. And you kind of learn in modeling to like shut up. Mm-hmm. And I have a hard time talking online, to be honest with you. Like, that's the thing I struggle with on the daily. Mm-hmm. And yapping more and connecting with people more. And that's been the most special thing in my life, is hearing from other girls how like I've inspired them to be comfortable in their own skin and things like that, and enjoying that a little more. Environments like this are so special, and I'd be a part of that more. Just like itches my brain in a fun way.
Yeah. She's over here making an impact.
Period.
Yes, that is what it's all about. What's a dream project you've had that you've never said out loud until now?
Ooh, that's hard. I think really diving into maybe podcasting or YouTube, and like, I don't like dreaming in a way that's dependent on other people. Like, I think like, like dreaming of this collaborator is really cool, but like that feels so out of my control. I like to dream of what I can control, and then what will come. Yeah. So like I dream of putting myself out there more in different ways. And I think I see myself doing that this year. And I think vlogging more of like the wedding planning process and talking about that more. Cause like being fat and doing things is kind of hard, honestly. Like being like bigger and wedding planning, like is complicated, and being honest about those things, I think is something I want to embrace more often, because I don't do that enough. Yeah.
Hey, you do a lot.
Thank you. But I feel like I mean, again, like, and again, we were talking about before, like, it's a competitive space. It's all competitive, and I think it's easy to see, like, what everyone else is doing better than you. And I want to let go of that a little bit and just do things without comparing. I think I get so nervous to do things sometimes. I know other people have been doing it longer, doing it better. If I had let that be a determining factor in anything in my life, I wouldn't be where I am.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of miss the girl who was 19 and did not care and showed up and just did and didn't think, just did.
Yeah.
And now I think a lot more than I do. And I want to release a little bit of that.
I think we're all on the same page with that.
I mean, that's the joy of being really young.
Yeah.
It's just like you don't worry that much. But then the further you get into, you see that there's more to lose.
Yeah.
And it's scary.
For sure.
And yeah, trying to release that, because then how do you keep moving forward? Like, that's why we move at such a rapid pace in the beginning, because we're not scared. We just do. And we move risk free.
Yeah.
And then once risks become involved, everything becomes scary.
For sure.
Yeah.
I saw someone tweet, fear costs you money. And that just really stuck with me.
Ooh.
Because, I have learned that lesson so much, especially in LA. Just like, I'm holding myself back out of fear of pressing post. Why?
I think we really are all our biggest op.
Yes.
We are always our biggest op. And like, yeah, we just gotta step out of our own way.
For sure.
Because we wouldn't be here if we had gone out of our way the first time.
You have so many great things to say today.
Therapy. Therapy. Minus the egg thing. Therapy.
When people look back on your model release, the imprint that you've left, what do you hope they see?
I hope they see someone who gave a fuck. Who really, truly gave a fuck. I came into this. I mean, yeah, like, I didn't come into this being like, I want to compete on America's Next Top Model. I came into this, someone DM'd me on Instagram. I was like, sounds fun. But then, like, it became so much bigger than that to me, of feeling represented for the first time. And that was like the first feeling I ever had about the fashion industry. And I hope to be that for other people. Yeah, just getting to show people that, like, life isn't going to end because you're fat. Being fat isn't the worst thing that's ever going to happen to you. Like, that is not, if I had believed that, I would still live in Texas. I would have probably gotten married at 20 or 21 to someone who didn't like me that much. And I would work in a boutique, and nothing wrong with that. But, like, my life was so much bigger because I chose not to let being fat be the worst thing that ever happened to me. And now it's the thing I love about myself. And it's like, yeah, and like, it's a weird time in the Ozempic era, you know, of now it kind of feels like the worst thing that ever happened to a lot of people again. But at the same time, like, yeah, just pushing past that is the best thing that ever happened to me. And I hope that's my imprint, that, like, you'll be okay. I don't care what your body looks like, but you will be okay. And your dreams aren't too big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that. This is like, yes.
I'm just a rambling bitch. Sorry.
No, I love that. So many women and girls need to hear that, because we're so held back by just our shell, and our shell is not who we are.
It's not who we are, but also, I mean, like, it's okay to enjoy your shell. Mm-hmm. It's okay to make money on your shell. Mm-hmm. It's okay to, you know, people think modeling's so vain or whatever. Like, it's okay for that to be a profitable thing for you. There's nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. Doesn't mean you're a vain person either. That just means that you understand your value and you capitalize on it. And that, for some people, is being a rocket scientist. And for some people, that is holding product and making t-shirt look good. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, you still have value. Just because your value looks a little different doesn't mean you don't still have that. You know? Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes. You're killing it. Well, Julia, thank you so much for coming on.
Having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Yes. Thank you. Make sure you guys follow her if you're not already. She has new content coming through your feed every day, every platform. So you will never get bored. If you want to share anything you're working on or any of your handles.
All my handles are at julia.berit, and I am posting pretty much every day. So you need some curvy outfit inspo, some workout inspo, or just generally more inspo to show up for yourself. I am your girl. I gotcha.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Love you.
Love you. Hey, 6 years in. I can't wait to see where everything goes. I'm so excited for your wedding and just this whole new era. I know you're going to kill it.
In 6 years, we'll do a follow-up episode.
Yeah. We're going to hang out more, I promise.
Bet. I'm there. Drop a natty.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode.
Bye, guys.
Killed it.
Stunning. Gorgeous.
Have you done podcasts before?
A couple, yeah.
Okay, I could tell. I'm like, yes.